Hi everyone, welcome to another AlleyOopDunks episode. Hi Bill.
Hi, Konstantinos. The first round of Euroleague is ended at the end of last week, and as we can see on our screens, um, we had some exciting games. We had some upsets. I mean, from my side, the teams that I really picked and I enjoy watched. It was Olympiacos. They seem to bring on the chemistry they had since last year.
Mhm.
Just minimal changes and just a couple of additions that they really use them on the court, like Bolo Boy and Peters, and they really help them stretch the floor. And they got a really good away win. Um, and then I think we had Monaco that won against Virtus Bologna. And I think at this point, my question um, is James going to go all the way for an MVP run? I don't know. I mean, I think he's at the age that he can clearly go for that. So I really hope we're gonna see that he had more than 30 minutes playing time. He was calling, the play. So I think
Mhm.
there is a chance there. And then,
But let me add on this. If I remember correctly, last year Mike James said it is the revenge year, but I think this year he's more mature, as you said. He's more focused on the game to be more productive, and of course, benefit Monaco will benefit from his big game.
yeah, so that was just the first game. So we hope he continues this way. But I think in order for him to achieve that, probably we need Monaco to be within the top five or top four, and make a run for play for even Final Four. Let's see. It would be a very exciting thing to keep watching Monaco. And then also Fener. I think they got a good win, um, and there seemed some players clicking together. So it was a good thing to see. And finally, I think Alba Berlin. Um, Again, similarly with Olympiacos at the start, they seem to have to bring the chemistry from last year. Not so many changes in the roster, and they seem to have this, system, the process for all the players that they keep following, and it pays off with different players having different time. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's
And
from
then, yeah, that's for the positives of round one. And of course, we have the other side. And on the other side versus Alba, we had Partizan. If you have seen our first episodes, you know I was a big fan of, and I am a big fan of Coach Obradovic. But the team that stepped on that floor versus Alba, it was not the team that we all expected to see. Um, so, in my opinion, Partizan needs time to work on several areas in their game so they can improve. Of course, it was just round one. You don't know the future, but they definitely need to improve on their game. And to add to this, I think we all have heard the rumors that they're looking for some reinforcements in their guard and center position.
you know about that. Zelimir has played in many of his teams with undersized centers.
Mhm.
Um, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep the same center line and the same bigs. But
Mhm.
I think they really need some guard help. Probably we'll
Yeah,
see.
and maybe starting level point guard or guard
Yeah.
in
And
general.
there was some rumors around Campazzo, but he's, according to what we see, he's now with Dallas most probably.
Mhm.
So that's another name out of the table. That
Yes.
was also heard for many teams in Euroleague, right?
Mhm. It was a name that it was you heard rumblings for Real Madrid, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Partizan, but now he's as we read, he's part of Dallas Mavericks. Um, Another team that was on the downside of round one, it was Virtus Bologna. So two teams that came from Eurocup, they had very bad start in their game. Of course, Virtus may not be ready now, and also they miss key players such as Teodosic and Shengelia. But I think they have the coach and they have the talent to work on them and then improve their game overall.
They definitely have the coach, and they definitely have the talent, but they
Mhm,
were playing against Monaco. So Mike James, he had an amazing game, as I said earlier, and he is my pick for
mhm,
the overperforming guard position.
mhm.
So fantasy wise, he gave us 30 points plus the bonus of the win, so 33 points. I mean, worth mentioning though on this very good performances on guards, we also have two guards with 11 assists. That is an insane number for EuroLeague standards in the same round to have
Mhm.
more than 10 assists. So Brown and Thompson have 10 assists, and I think Slukas also had 9. So um,
Creative
quite
start,
crazy
let's
games.
say, for the guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the other side, we had Pankos.
Yeah, and also I had Bangladesh on my team on my on our draft. Yes, we have Pangos. Pangos didn't mesh well with the team in his first game. I don't know if it was the reason that he lost preseason games, but he didn't show the quality that he usually has. He was struggling shooting. He had 1 out of 7, I think, 3-point shots. But I think Ettore Messina is on the at the end of the bench, and he will find a way. And of course, Pangos has the talent and the quality to improve and mesh well with the team. And they have definitely the coach and the um, all the standards to make this and all the tools to make this work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on the downsides of the forwards, if I go on that position, we had Yabusele,
Hmm.
um, that I think many people were expecting him to give at least something around 15. I think we know he's a very stable player. He's usually a force to stick with, and he always has quality minutes on the floor. Um, so giving just 3 fantasy points was a bit of disappointment in that position.
That's true. Compared to Bonzi Colson, who's playing for Maccabi, he was a key factor, and also defensively, from what I see. But also, he had 31.9 plus the bonus, the victory bonus, fantasy points in a very close game. Maccabi won by 1 point, but he was really a key factor for the team to win. And I don't know if you add him on your team, but we'll see what we'll do later on.
Yeah, I think many people will add Colson. To be honest, I didn't manage to watch that game, but I heard there were many ups and downs. So definitely he was key on that.
Hmm.
And on another overperformer, I would say we have the MVP of the round on the center position, Kotsar. He came from a really good Eurobasket with his national team, and he was one of our shortlisted players, but we hesitated because of the quality on the center position for Baskonia.
Hmm.
But with some last minute absence, he managed to get the minutes and get the most out of them. Really great performance, really great start, and we hope to see more from him.
Yeah, that's true. He's also young, so he has a bright future ahead of him. And Bill, don't be shy. You have to say you picked Dubljevic instead of Kotor. So
Yeah,
you picked possibly or maybe the worst player of round one because he gave -2, but it was versus the MVP of round one, Kotsar. But overall, we know Dubljevic has the quality and the talent, and he's a EuroLeague veteran, so he knows how to bounce back from that type of game. And who knows, in round two, we may see another Dubljevic.
Like a second player with an MWP. I'm just joking, but I mean, I don't want to start on this, but I looking at Valencia and the rotation they did. It looks to me a little bit unclear of what the base for the team will be. It seems like Mumbru maybe hasn't finalized in his mind who will be his main guys, the starting five, and who not, unless he's gonna play into a game when everyone gets the equal minutes pretty much. So on the last EuroLeague game, that was also versus the Spanish team, he had just one player over the 20 minutes, 23 minutes, and just one player 20, and everyone else was less than 20 minutes. So I think that's something very rare to see.
Maybe, as you said, he's trying to give minutes to everyone so he can understand how they are playing. So he's trying to create, the perfect lineup in order to be more productive, the whole team to be more productive. So we'll see. I think is a new season in general for Valencia as a group, as a team, and coach as well, because the last year's coach moved to Basconia.
Yeah, um, yeah. Just because you also mentioned he was in my draft team.
Mhm.
Um, I think he's on the go probably.
Well,
Seeing the minutes he did, but you never know because Dubljevic, as you said, he is a player that in his night he can give you 30 easily.
oh, definitely, definitely,
Um,
he has the shooting touch, from three,
yeah,
and he can grab easily 7 to 9 rebounds or more. He can do that,
yeah.
definitely.
And just to point out, we had many great performances from forwards and guards in this first round, but it seems that many big names on the center position didn't perform, and quite many users had a bad night. So we had Papagiannis, Poirier, Davis, Blaze, and Fall. All these players between -2 and 3 points. That's quite rare as well.
Exactly, and they're, as you said, they're big names in the fantasy market and among all of us who are playing fantasy. And they had, I don't know, I think, as you said, it was the guards round one.
Yeah.
If you see, they were very creative with assist, with scoring, depending. But even round one, guards were like the highlight. In round one, the MVP was a big guy.
Center, yeah, that's true. But how we did is the question, and I
Let's see.
wasn't very happy to be honest.
Well, let's see what we did in this
Oh,
case.
and we need to mention the last minute change we did, but we
Oh,
posted
yes,
on our Twitter, right?
yes,
So
yes.
we have the Tavares and Puerto.
Puerto. Yes, it was a, let's say, good trade, I would say.
Yeah.
But stay tuned on our Twitter for any last moment trades, and also any update if there is an injury, knock on wood, or any player that will miss game or will join the team back. You will hear it from us on Twitter. So from what I see in round one, um, we got 129.75 points. Capital gain is zero. It's better than minus, worse than plus. But yeah, it's zero. I know Bill wants to say about the coach. I just know it.
Ah,
Trust me, know it. Um, well,
I
Yeah.
was no. I was part of the selection, and we agreed. I think you oversold it, though. To be honest, it didn't work out. But I think if these teams in the future play again, maybe we will turn to be right. Maybe the second round. Who knows?
Who knows? That's true. But we see, of course, in the team, you see uh, Tavares was a highlight of the team. But should we see if there are any changes and what changes will we
Yeah,
do?
obviously we keeping Tavares, we keeping Kevin Panther, really good score. Zeljko, Thompson, we said earlier, 11 assists.
Hmm.
So these are the non-brainers. Puerto, he gave us 11,
Hmm.
and he's just is it 5 point something, right?
Hmm.
So with his credits, he's not going anywhere. And then we have Usapa Fall, and I think that's something we would consider maybe after the next game. Um,
He
but
had
I
a good
think
game
we
in the
probably
national. Yeah.
yeah we probably need to keep him. Um, okay, well, Tim Snyder, he stays on the team. Definitely,
Hmm.
we're happy with him.
Hmm.
What's and what's your feelings about Wilbekin?
Scotty. Well, I think he gave two no 2.20. No, it was 4.40. But he's a sub, so he get 50%. We get 50% in our team. So I think Scott can take a break. Let's say like this from our team. So I think he can take a break. So clear his mind,
I'm
mesh well with Hitudis, and then
yeah,
of
I'm
course.
not sure about one thing.
Hmm.
His minutes, because we've seen his minutes in the National League they are elevated because of the rules there,
Yes.
with foreign players. But then in Euroleague, at least the first round, his numbers and the minutes playing were lower, and we don't know if that will be another example we will see this week.
Mhm.
Kalathis, I think, was not playing.
Yes.
Is that
In
correct?
in the National League, Galahas didn't play. He was out of the for that game, but now in
Yeah.
EuroLeague he will be back. So let's see, because in round one, Kalathis was one of the key factors for Fener to win that game against Bayern.
Yeah, because if Wilbekin takes the time, I think he can click as the score of the team. So
Definitely.
maybe he needs to go for that round, but he's still on our our short list definitely.
Yeah, true. And then we have also on the bench Yaramas from Bayern. I think 5.4 credits, if I'm not mistaken, or a little bit more. He has to stay. He is getting his minutes. He's a quality guard, and I think is a lock to keep on the team. But on the other hand, I'm not sure about Trifunovic. If he's a lock, I think he gave 2.50 from what I see. Um, but still, we don't know about his minutes if he doesn't get standard. We don't see stability from Trifunovic, and of course he's a young player, but he doesn't get his minute. Like one game he can play 6 minutes, the other game he may play 15 minutes. So that's not. We don't know exactly.
Actually, to be honest, both for Yaramas and Trifunovic, we may take them out of the team, but I don't think they have to do anything with their um, actual performance, but
Hmm.
it's more about us having to make some changes to change the coach
Yeah.
and get a coach that will give us a positive um, result and not losing 10 points from there, right? That's really bad,
Hmm.
because we are looking, if we see it in a total, like if you get a win, you will get at least +5 if I'm correct, right?
Well,
So
if we get Yaramas out, I want to bring one. I have one player in mind. I'm gonna say it now, but I have one player in mind.
all right. So yeah, so if we if we're talking about a win, like minimum of 5 points, and then you see we had a -10, we're talking about a net of 15 points, right? And then from the 130 we have around 130 will be around 145. That is a different league. So now we started.
Different, yeah.
Yeah, the code selection really hurt us.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna let you pick the coach this round in this case. So let's go for round two. As
We
you
don't.
see,
We don't. To be honest,
El-
we don't know. Maybe Obradovic will. Zeljko Obradovic will just give all the points, and Partizan will just go and win easily in Baskonia. Nobody knows really.
nobody knows. Yeah, that's true.
Um, However, from their last game, they didn't seem very convincing to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
But again, yeah, we take this with a pinch of salt, right? What we are saying, because we are not experts, as we say at the start as well.
Exactly.
We just love the sport. So, um, for the head coach, I think if you just sort by hair codes only there,
Yep.
and
Let me put a Zeljko trade in this
yeah,
case.
and I think we take off also definitely Wilbekin, right?
Okay, let me go down. So I take out Scotty will begin.
Yeah, and then okay, so we um I
Basically,
think
hmm,
basically for looking at that, I think Bartzokas is a lock.
I think also the same. I have the same idea because Olympiacos is playing versus Algiris. Olympiacos showed versus Barcelona that he's very, very focused and starts the year very convincing. It's their play style that convinces us to pick Olympiacos coach
Yeah.
Bartzokas for our team.
And he's on the second half of the first page in terms of credit. So
Hmm.
and also the first four, I think they have quite difficult games.
Yeah,
Um,
from the middle table, it's only Messina and Bartzokas who both have, let's say, there's no easy game in Euroleague, but you can say that they are the favorites to win in their home court against Armani, against Alba and Olympiacos versus Algiris. But in this case, I think we go for Barzokas because Olympiacos on
was more
here,
convincing.
Olympiacos was more convincing in Barcelona. Imagine how convincing they can be in their own home court.
Yeah, and at the same time, since you mentioned Barcelona, we have the Clásico this
Big
week.
game, big game.
Yeah, that'll be a big test for both of them.
Correct.
The game of the week, definitely.
That's definitely the game of the week. A big game for the new head coach of Real Madrid, Chus Mateo, and Sarunas Jaskevicius as well, because Sara started with a defeat, so he needs to, bounce
Yeah.
back.
Well, Mateo, although he's a new coach, he was, still part of the team before, right? If I'm
Yes,
not
he
wrong.
was
Yeah.
the assistant coach of Pablo Lasso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Bartzokas, and
Mhm.
then
A guard
we need a guard.
with 10.5 credits that we
Hmm.
have. So in this case, let me make it easier. Put it at 11. So then we see all the guards, the available guards.
Can
Of
we
course, mhm,
sort them by points last round, maybe?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course, you see, yeah, Bill Baron had a very, very mature game um, in France versus Villeurbanne. Um, Lundberg had a good game as well. Um, on the first list, I
So
see.
mm,
Yes.
I was about to say Lundberg is one of the players I particularly like
Hmm.
in terms of way of playing. And for Billy Baron, I'm not sure. Probably he will have the chance to score again
Hmm.
versus Berlin.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just
In
not
my
sure if he would be that consistent. Yeah, go ahead.
in my opinion, another choice will be Rodrigue Bobois, since Larkin is off with an injury. But Bobois had an injury on around one game versus Red Star, so that's where you see also the yellow square
Mm.
next to his name. So uh, in this game, we need to avoid that option in this during the for these circumstances for the injury. Um, Weilerbub had a good game, 14 points, but now he's playing against Virtus in Italy. So it's Lundberg versus Weilerbub in a way.
Yeah, that is a really nice duo matchup there.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
So,
don't skip the player we tweeted about, right?
no, 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 no. This Italian kid, it has my attention, it has my eyes, and not only my eyes. I know a lot of people are looking and watching him.
Mm.
Gabriele Procida, he had a very, very mature game. He's very young, but he has a mature game, and I think it's part because Alba is playing with the same system, is playing with the same way the last 2 years. So the players just join the team and they start working on the same system. So this, you see this cohesiveness on the team. They're playing really, really like a well-oiled machine from the beginning.
Yeah, very good comment. And it reminds you a little bit the way Fontecchio, started, not in terms of playing style, all right? I'm just talking in terms of Alba Berlin. He there showcased his abilities, and then he got his Euroleague transfer, but now he's on the NBA, and on the last tournament on Eurobasket, he showed that stardom already on him. So just imagine, um, Procida, if I pronounce it correct,
Mhm.
um, he's drafted. No, he's not drafted, but he Pistons now have his rights.
Mm,
He's definitely an NBA prospect, so it will be a joy to watch. Hopefully, he keeps getting the minutes and he keeps delivering. And
that's true.
it's also potential for our team, right?
Yes,
Potential
yes.
candidate.
It's a very strong potential candidate, to be honest.
Mhm.
Um, Let me try to check page two that we see Lekavicius. He has, based on history, he has good games versus Olympiacos, but this Olympiacos has many good guards, so I think it's a risk to put Leka on the team. Um, Same with Keenan Evans. He has the talent and the quality, but against Olympiacos, you never know. One name that stands out, and it's only 1.7% used for this round so far, is Paris Lee from Panathinaikos. They are missing Nate Walters for again for round two, and I think is a good choice with 9.8 credits as well. And he gave 13 points on the first round.
So yeah, we're taking out Wilbekin. That supposedly could be, another scorer in our
Hmm.
team. We know we have Panther, right? Um, so we want to get someone that will definitely get the minutes, and
Hmm.
that he will also get the ball quite much. And I think, as you said, Nate Walters is not going to playing. Um, I think with 9.8 credits, it seems like the wise thing to do.
Yeah, it's like value for money, from what I
It
see it.
is, and
As
he
a
can steal the ball. He can create for his
he
teammates.
he plays defense and also contributes on offense.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a very two-way guard. He's a very good two-way guard. So
Cool.
then we also have zero point 0.7 credits remaining.
Hmm.
Um, and you said Yaramaz and Trifunovic.
Yeah, but and we just talked about the Italian, and Yaramas didn't deliver last week,
Hmm. Despite he
and
played a lot, he got his minutes.
he got his minutes. And on the other side, we know that probably Alba will again give some
Mhm.
minutes to the Italian. So why not try him, right?
Yes, but in this case, as you see, we have 6.4. Procida is 6.7. So that means let me remove also Trifunovic from the team. So then I can add Procida. So now we have 4.9 for a forward. So let me put it on 5.
We go deep in the market now.
So now it's basically now it's lottery.
I mean, the users tells us it's like when you're playing this Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. There is an option of the I don't know how they call it when the audience helps you, right?
Yeah,
The
audience
audience
help.
help.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
14.2% have chosen Lazarevic. So
So why
I
not?
will, why not? I mean, also they're playing in Belgrade
In their home
um,
court. True.
home court, and he gets the minutes. So we know he will play quite some minutes.
Hmm.
And to be honest, for 4.7, the minutes he will play definitely as the best solution. Best solution,
Hmm.
sorry. And we left with
So
zero point 0.2
yes,
for
we
chewing
can.
gums.
Okay, I'm out. I'm gonna bring chewing gums now, guys. But yeah, zero point 0.2. You never know for round three what may happen. Um. So if we can
You want?
recap, yes.
Yeah, yeah, please. I
If we
was
can
about to.
recap, we took out Coach Zeljko Brozovic for Coach Bartzokas from Olympiacos. So we spent more credits, and for this reason, we had to take out Scotty Wilbekin, and in his place, we put Paris Lee from Panathinaikos.
Mhm.
Then we took out Yaramas, and we brought the new Italian kid who has all the lights on him, Gabriele Procida. And last but not least, we took Trifunovic out and we brought Lazarevic from Red Star.
Um, eh, so again, we have Panther and Vesenkov playing on the second round, I see,
Hmm.
and Thompson.
Yes. So
Some.
for round one, we have Paris Lee, which I can put him now.
Mhm.
And also we have Lazarevic. So I can put, if you want, also Lazarevic on the first.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna make the changes. You can put him on the sixth,
Oh,
I would say. Yeah,
let me then wait a moment.
yeah,
So I take full. So there you
mm,
are.
yeah.
And of course, Tavares remains the captain of the team for round two, round one of round two, and we'll see in round two. Of round two, we may pick Vezakov or Panther or Thompson, uh, depending our preference in this case. And of course, the matchup we have to take into consideration.
Only if Tavares doesn't give us enough.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. If
So
Tavares give us another, I remember 44, 48, then
yeah,
Tavares is a lock,
mhm,
definitely, for captain of that
mhm.
team.
So that concludes the our main AlleyOopDunks team. And
Hmm.
we have another one that the deep value. Uh, when we guys presented on our previous episode, on a separate episode, a team that we will try to increase our capital. So
Hmm.
on this first round, if you go back, you
Yes.
would see we actually had a small depreciation of our value. Um, but knowing now the results of the first round, we have the ability to increase our value, even if if the players we will bring in won't really, deliver too much points in the second round. We are sure that they will increase their value because
Mhm.
of the amazing results they got. So, do you want to get into it, Konstantinos?
Yes, so we're going round two. Um, so again, we may change the coach because yeah, Mumbru didn't have the best start that he wanted for his team and for himself in Euroleague. So I think we may change the coach. It will be a good way to gain credits. So let's say if we take out Mumbru as a coach. Mhm.
Mm. And also, let's take all the players to see how much, the players. I mean, we're about to take out to see how much credits we left in the end.
Yes, yes. So I took out Mumbru, then of course, Brazdakis, we there are some rumors that he had an illness. Of course, they say now he may play versus Olympiacos, but we do not want to risk it because we don't know his condition and how he will perform. So I think Brazdakis will be another name that will be out. And if you see our six man is Keenan Evans, and on the bench you see Kevin Pangos. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for everything. We may see again each other later on in round 35. There are 34 rounds only, but who knows? So, Kevin, I wish all the best. We wish all the best. And then we have Birutis from the center from Zalgiris. I think he didn't have the best or one good game versus Maccabi, so he's another candidate to leave from our team.
Just because we didn't recap the previous round, I just wanted to say that Hayes was a standout, and he's showing his quality now in Fener, and he's getting the minutes. So I expect him good stuff. I expect good stuff from him again. Um, I would like to see more from Musa, but I think he had okay performance. Um, the center Rivero is great. Is a great option for us, and we hopefully we see him stay for the long run in the team.
That's true. That's true.
And then for Jones, the results weren't great. Now I'm not sure whether the rotation is getting him off the game or is just not blended it yet. I'm not sure what it is, but it wasn't the result that we were expecting.
Yeah.
But we still have to keep him in because of the playing time and because the other three players were taking off. They cost us.
hmm
Um,
And of course, he deserves another chance. So another home court game versus Villeurbanne. So who knows? He may bounce back from that from round one.
and it's his previous team, right? So
Yes.
I think there is kind of tradition when players meet their previous team, they actually perform very well. I'm not sure what this is psychological or not, but I have found this been a fact.
That's true. So who knows? Maybe we see an old Jones, an old version of Chris Jones in round two.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yes. So for the coach, let me. Uh,
Yeah, we talked
sorry.
about it.
I think is again coach Bartzokas is
Yeah.
we discussed for our first team. So in this team, I think again coach Bartzokas is a lock to join the
Mhm.
team, and we have 26.4 credits for 3 transfers. I think if we spend it wisely, we can make a very um, tough and challenging team for the second round.
Mhm.
So in this case, as you see, then we need a forward. Um, from our recap of the round one, you understood that one player stood out, and that player it was Bonzi Colson. He was his debut in Euroleague, but he was so convincing playing defense and offense, and he was just the key factor, the key ingredient for this Maccabi to win that game versus Algeria. So, in my opinion, Bonzi Colson is the obvious, let's say, choice for the team. Of course, keep in mind we cannot have the same players in both teams. That's why we do not have Vazenkov in this team.
Yeah, and Colson, because he had the 29, sorry,
Mhm.
um, performance index on the last game, um, he could give us way less, but still we would gain in value. So that's why it is a good choice for us because we want to increase our value.
And the credits for to increase the
Mhm.
credits.
Yeah.
So in this case, if you want to increase the credits of the team, that means that the players need to increase the team. How can you not bring Kotter at the center position?
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
MVP of the round.
the MVP of the round with an amazing with 34.1, if I'm not mistaken. So at the center position, I think Kotsar is a lot if you want to increase the budget of your team.
Hmm. Yeah, because playing wise, we're not sure if his playing time reduces a bit as more tall players are coming back for Baskonia.
Mhm, mhm. And also, yes, because then if, for example, Anaho is not yet back, but when once he is back, he will get minutes out of other big guys in Baskonia.
Yeah.
And we have left for one guard with 4 credits. So that means that let me sort by 4 credits. You see all our options. Uh, I think
And only one player has given positive score, right?
exactly. So I think it's the obvious choice. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this one. Of course, Ludis will be a good option because Olympiacos playing versus Algiers, but Kuroks again versus Partizan, he will get, I think, minutes and the chance to play. We don't know for 2 or 5 minutes, but he can contribute to the team. We have seen that he can contribute to the team.
Obviously, we just needed to, fill up our roster at this point.
Hmm.
Um, so our main goal was, to get Bartzokas, don't lose any points there, and get the some of the highest scoring performances from the last week and lower cost of player because these are the ones that they will increase even furthermore the value. Because
Hmm.
we could have considered, for example, James or Sigma that they were also around the 30s, um, but the increase of the value of Colson and Kotzer will be higher because their actual price in the previous round was lower.
Yeah, their starting price. And
Mhm.
also in this way, by bringing Kotzer and Colson, of course, with Coach Barzokas, will help us Okay, we had a gap with minus 2.7, if I remember, credit, so we can, close the gap and make it even zero or move to the plus.
So last time we talked about Zelimir quite a lot. Now we talked about Bartzokas quite a lot. If they lose, then we know what's the reason.
If yes, then we cannot pick a coach anymore.
Yeah,
Definitely, we
we've
will
been
ask you to pick the coach for our teams. Definitely after that.
we've been banned from the actual funds. All right. So
Um,
I guess yes, I guess we did recap our two teams, and as you mentioned earlier, we gonna give our updates and any updates we find on team's health
mhm,
on our
mhm,
Twitter.
mhm.
So stay tuned with us, and thank you for watching another episode.
Yes, thank you for watching, and we wish you a good round with Euroleague fantasy.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Peace.